Hey, this is Jason Morris with Real Estate Agents That Really Work, and what I want to tell you is I have a lot of agents contacting me, and they're going on these listing appointments. They're like 2 hours long, and then they're not getting a listing, and they're trying to figure out why and how they can make what tweaks they can make to get their start getting more listings and start closing more listings. And I've been guilty of this in the past too. So I want to tell you like a quick explanation. Okay, so you're going to these people's house and you show up, you knock on the door, you tell them, hey, tell them your name, the company you're with, and all that great stuff. And then, you tour the house, you sit down on the couch, and then you talk about their kids and their grandkids and their favorite sports teams, and you talk about cars, and you talk about, whatever else thing you got in common with them. Then you go on or you do that, and then like 2 hours later, you're still sitting there, and they're going, "Hey guys, I want to think about this. Let me get back to you next week." Or you're sitting there for 2 hours, and you go through this presentation, and I've saw some of the presentations that some of you guys are doing, and man, they're exhausting for me to look through. I mean, let alone like actually give that presentation to a client. And what is happening is most of you guys need to what you need to do is scale down your presentation, scale down your appointment time because you're just wearing the people out. And nobody has like an attention span to spend, more than 30 minutes with you face to face. I mean, even on this recording, man, if I make this recording longer than 10 or 12 minutes, none of you are going to listen to the end of it. So what you need to do is you need to start using your pre-listing package. And you can download my template at jasonmorrisprelistingpackage.com. You can download that template and and just fill in the blanks. It's short, it's quick, it's 12 pages. If you make it much longer than that 10, 12 pages, nobody's going to listen. Well, nobody's going to look through it. It's just like you and I when if you get a 50-page PDF from somebody you don't know, are you even going to open it? I mean, more than likely, I'm not going to, especially if it's a random person that called me on the phone. I don't know them. I have no connection to them, really. Just they saw my ad and they're trying to pitch me a service. In their mind, lots of times they're like, I don't really need this. I want to sell my house, but I don't want to look through 50 pages of stuff. So you need to think of your appointment the same as like a doctor's visit. Like I was sick some this week, had a nasty sinus infection, went to the doctor, and we chatted. We showed each other pictures of our dogs. It was a real friendly conversation. She prescribed me some medicine, and I left. And the whole visit was like 15 minutes. I was only there. The lady I went to, she's a really nice person, but I was only there because I was sick and I needed an antibiotic. And she was only there because it's her job. And she had a wait, she had a room behind me that was full of people. So, you need to think of your appointments the same way. Like an attorney that's billing by the hour. You need to think of the whole thing the same way. You might be friendly with them and stuff, but hey, they got people in the waiting room waiting. They got other stuff they want to do besides sit with you all evening and stuff. So what you need to do is you need to pare down your appointment time. Limit yourself to 30 minutes. Uh, Even going through the listing paperwork, show up prepared. Show up with all your stuff filled out. Show up with your net sheet. Show up with your comps. Make sure that you know what your comps are and you at least looked at them before you showed up. Make sure you know how to explain them. Make sure you know how to explain the listing paperwork quickly and easily, and be prepared for that appointment. And one thing too, this is another tip. A lot of you guys are going in to an appointment and you're telling them about all this other stuff you do. You're going, hey, I play softball. I do this. I do that. I do all this other stuff. Um, I've got investment property. I do photography. I do wedding planning. I do this, and this. And telling them about these like 10 other jobs you got. Well, when are you going to have time to sell their house? I mean, chances are they're going to go with a realtor they at least believe is full time. So you at least need to give the impression that, hey, this is my job and this is what I do full time. I used to be guilty of that too. I'd had all this stuff going on, and I'd sit there in front of them and I go, oh yeah, well I do this and I do that and I do that. And I'm sure they'd look at me going, well, when is Jason going to have time to sell a house? And that's what's happening. You guys are getting to the appointment. You're overwhelming them with more information than what they can handle, and they're just like zoning out on you and telling you they got to think about it because they're assuming that everything you do is going to be a 2 hour process, and they never want to sit through that again. Okay, or then you're overwhelming them with all kind of stuff that you're doing. You're telling them about rental property and tenants and your 6 other jobs and all this stuff, and they don't want to hear about that. Scale that stuff down, and that's really going to help you close a lot of these appointments. Worst case, if they're going to tell you no, at least make it a quick no. That way you can get back home, get back on the phone. Um, I'd much rather have a 20-minute no than a 2 hour no. At least it gives me time to get back home. I mean, I can watch TV for that other hour and a half or something, do something I want to do, rather than sit at some random person's house. So, and you need to start, but you got to value your time too. Value their time and then value your time. But that's a lot of the reason why a lot of agents are not getting these appointments they're going on is because they're just wearing the people out. But anyway, guys, as if you have any questions, ask them. My group real estate agents that really work. Man, Red X and Z Buyer have a lot of great discounts if you tell them you're in real estate agents that really work and you work with Jason Morris. And hey, guys, look, I'm looking for some realtors that in select markets to work with. If you think you're interested in working with me, hit me up on Facebook, send me a message, and we can set up a time to talk. You guys have a great day.